Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today as we're talking all about Wwe Survivor Series 2017. I have honestly been so hyped for this show since TLC. I don't know if it's Kurt Angle's announcement that he was coming back and he was going to wrestle at TLC, or how good the TLC main event was, or just basically how a pay-per-view that I thought was just blew up to being a really, really good show. Sort of got me fired up for some WWE. But I honestly have been talking about Survivor Series for about a month now. And I've never known a card that has had so many changes on the way into the pay-per-view. With this week right now, we're done with Raw, we're done with SmackDown. But who knows? On a house show, another title change could happen. And somebody could be out of it. I can honestly tell you that I cannot remember the last Survivor Series that I was this pumped up for. Last year, I thought I was on edge of just like, man, this is really cool. Goldberg's return, wrestling against Brock Lesnar. I bought into the Raw versus SmackDown matches that were going down with the men, the women, and the tag team matches. I honestly thought that it was going to be a really, really good show. Now here we are going into this year. I think honestly, just about every match has changed, but the best words to be put to this is that basically my buddy Ravi tweeted out today. Today Ravi was one of the many guys that I know that got WrestleMania tickets. Going to be completing the dream. Going to feel the magic of WrestleMania at WrestleMania 34 back in New Orleans. I hope for those guys that it honestly lives up to the hype that was WrestleMania 30. But Ravi said it best when he said, man, what did he say? If Survivor Series is this lit, how good do you think WrestleMania is going to be once WrestleMania finally gets here? I'm hoping, honestly, that WWE is not sort of blowing its load right here. I can tell you that, honestly, throughout the fall, with Hell in the Cell, with Shane McMahon coming back to wrestle, TLC, Kurt Angle having his return, Triple H, and a whole lot of other stuff going down at Survivor Series. I'm wondering if maybe, I'm not going to say WrestleMania isn't going to be WrestleMania as it starts to rain here, if you hear that in the background. But I am saying that, I don't really know what else they can do out there. Plus, the matches that we're hearing for WrestleMania, I'm just saying it is what it is. When I look at this show of Survivor Series, awesome tag match between the Raw and SmackDown tag champions, the Usos, going up against Cesaro and Sheamus. We've seen this match in the past. Doesn't mean that it's not going to be good. You got four guys, two teams that really know tag team wrestling, really good at it, and they're going to go out there and they're going to give us a barn burner right here. Awesome backstory to this, but it was Raw versus SmackDown. Although I do believe that they were because Cesaro and Sheamus were still on Raw then. Never mind. Scratch that. These were the final two teams that were in last year's Survivor Series tag match. It was the Usos against Cesaro and Sheamus to finish it out. And I think it was Cesaro and Sheamus getting the win over the Usos, but I think that Cesaro got him to tap out, if I remember 100% right. The Neville match, not Neville, what's his name? Enzo match. Enzo and Kalisto. I still think that Enzo's going to win that match. Nothing really big to go on about that. You've got, your multi-women match. Now you've got an empty spot in there with Charlotte getting the win. I would guess Natalya is going to just be taking that spot. But if that was an easy guess and Natalya was going to get moved into there, they'd already have her up on the screen at WWE.com on the Survivor Series page. Lots of stories going on about Paige's return to wrestling. She was at Monday Night Raw. She was backstage. Why she wasn't used, I don't know. Maybe she'll be joining the SmackDown team after all. And when you move on from there, what is there to say about the men's match that hasn't been said before? Triple H returning. Kurt Angle is going to be wrestling for the second month in a row. Just all the biggest names in WWE, from John Cena, Randy Orton, Shane McMahon's going to be wrestling. This is going to be a really, really good match. Plus, you really fill it out with, guys like Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, really, really big names on there. When you look at your championship matches to finish it out, you've got AJ versus Brock. What more do you need to say about that? I mean, that's something that's probably been drawn up on 1,000, best of, or maybe even like dream match situations. Even with, Brock was doing his thing in WWE and AJ was still over in WWE, thinking that it might, maybe a guy like that is really fast and he's got lots of action in his match, can really ground Brock Lesnar and actually take him off his game in order to get that done. Plus, Natalya, she got beat on SmackDown. Charlotte is your new champion. I really wanted that title change to happen at Starrcade, even though that's going to be a house show. What a great moment that would be. Even if we would have to wait until like a Charlotte Flair DVD got made somewhere down the road, or Divas Revolution, or something like that. They did just about everything that I thought, when the show first got announced. Honestly, they did just about everything that I thought they would do for Starrcade, and they ended up doing it on SmackDown. Bringing back Ric Flair, putting him on television, living off that buzz from 30 for 30 and the ESPN coverage, was a really, really great moment. But I think it would have been better if it was in Greensboro. All in all, this is going to be a really good show. We got some corrections to make for the full show preview. I'll make those and tape them all together. But besides for that, peace out. I'll see you guys down the road.